Okay, which order pairs satisfy the function? All right, so I would just plug them in. So I'm going to plug in -1. Now, keep in mind, and this is really where you're going to get tripped up, if you have -x squared, you have to square x first. All right, and then you're going to attach the negative after you do that. If it was -x squared in parentheses, then you would do the negative on the x first and then square it. So whatever number we plug in, we must square it first. And I don't suggest you type this in your calculator, because sometimes if you type a negative in your calculator and you square it, it's still going to give you a negative. And that's because you're just not typing it in correctly. Anytime you type negative numbers in your calculator and you square them, make sure you include parentheses around them. So -3 squared is going to be 9, but if you type in -3 squared, that gives you -9. And that's just because here it squares it, then attaches the negative. Here it squares everything. So just keep that in mind when you do this, if you do this in your calculator. All right, so I'm going to plug in -1 in for x, and if you square -1, you get +1, but then you attach the negative in front. And that gives you, when you take -1 plus 2, that gives you 1. So this would be a solution. Now, if that's a solution, B cannot be a solution, because if you plug in -1, you have to get the same thing. You know, if you get out +1, you're going to have to get out +1 every time you plug in -1. So this is not going to work. Now we're going to try -2. If I plug -2 in for x, -2 squared is +4. But then you attach the negative. Then you do a +2. -4 plus 2 is -2. So this will work. Now here you also see -2, and then you see a +2. Well, that's not going to work. Okay, and then let's try the last one, +2, -2. Well, if we plug in +2 in for x, we square that, we get +4. Then we attach the negative, and then +2, that's going to be -2. So if we plug in +2, you get out -2, and that's also a solution. So A, C, and D are your solutions.